Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about real crimes and real people. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell button, and give this video many likes. I really appreciate it. And what do I bring to you today? Today I bring you the story of Rannita Williams. Rannita was murdered during a Facebook live stream, and to be honest, by some stupid reason. And I want to know, what do you think about this entire story? So let's see what happened. Let's get started. Who these days doesn't want to be famous? Who doesn't want to have a successful social media presence? A lot of people. And so did Rannita Williams. Rannita Williams, also known as Nunu, was a 27-year-old woman from Shreveport, Louisiana. Rannita graduated from Green Oaks High School. She had two jobs. She was a hairdresser and interior designer. She usually did interior design jobs to her neighbors' houses, and she was good at it. Her clients loved her. She had 3 children, ages 4, 6, and 13. Rannita was described as smart, humble. She was happy and popular. She was very outspoken. She was a woman who wasn't afraid to say what she thought. She always spoke her mind, and she did it on Facebook, and she didn't hold back. Actually, her Facebook account would be suspended on several occasions because of her language and because of the things she said. Facebook was a bridge to her followers, but also would lead her to her demise. An online argument turned deadly at the hands of her ex-boyfriend Johnathan Robinson. Because of what? Another woman, or better yet, his ego. But who is her ex-boyfriend? So Johnathan Robinson was a few years older than Rannita. He was 36 years old. Johnathan had some run-ins with the law, and he seemed to show a violent behavioral pattern. He faced charges of attempted second-degree murder, armed robbery, domestic abuse, battery, but this didn't happen with Rannita. It was with another woman, even though he was dating Rannita at the time. He was charged with false imprisonment, aggravated second-degree battery, assaulting a police officer, and criminal trespassing. He had a long criminal record. Was Rannita aware of it when she started dating him? Chances are, yes. Rannita and Johnathan dated for a few turbulent years. She was in her early 20s and he was in his 30s. In the beginning, Johnathan showered Rannita with gifts and became a father figure for the children. This wouldn't last. Johnathan had his sneaky ways. He was with Rannita, but he was also with other women, and he expected Rannita to be faithful to him. And for him, it was only natural for him to be with other women. But not Rannita. No other guys for Rannita. Johnathan was also very controlling, and he didn't like when Rannita stood up to him. He was the boss who did what he wanted. The two had a long-distance relationship, and Johnathan got involved with another woman from Houston, and it didn't hide it. He would be Rannita and cut his visits short to go back to the other woman. Well, Rannita had had enough, and she broke up with him in 2017. Her family didn't like him because he had been violent with Rannita, so he wasn't allowed at their home. The relationship ended, but for Johnathan, Rannita belonged to him. He owned her. So how dare she move on? Rannita made some bad choices, and that would cost her life. Rannita was newly single, so she decided to go out to celebrate her cousin's birthday. And what do you know? She met someone else, someone nice. Guess what she did next? She made her relationship public on Facebook. One person wasn't happy about it. Johnathan. He was with another woman, but he was upset Rannita had someone else in her life. And Johnathan would call and text Rannita while she was with her new boyfriend. So, on February 2018, Rannita went out with her friends. She posted again on Facebook where she was. Johnathan showed up at the club and he had tagged Rannita. He grabbed her by her neck. But this wasn't all. Then came another person into the picture. Johnathan's girlfriend. Yeah, I'm not going to say her name. So, what came next? Rannita and the girlfriend knew about each other. Ever since Johnathan and Rannita were still a couple, the girlfriend and Rannita were going back and forth on Facebook because of this dude. And this was Rannita's big mistake. She ended the relationship, but she was still active on dealing with the guy. She didn't let let go, and she should have. The girlfriend stated Rannita shouldn't mess with Johnathan because he was her man. And this part puts me in the position where I want to call her stupid, and I will. You stupid fool. This guy is messing around with other girls. He's trying and still chasing his ex-girlfriend, and here you are calling him your man. These two girls had a tremendous lack of self-worth, and they had this distorted notion of a strong woman fighting for her man. But the truth is, they were completely unable to recognize a decent partner, and this would cost Rannita's life. Rannita didn't stay quiet. She told her girlfriend Johnathan was trying to get back to her, and this back and forth had devastating consequences. On April 12, 2018, Johnathan woke up at his mother's home in Shreveport, and he woke up with one thing in mind: killing Rannita. He was going to kill Rannita that day. Rannita, her mother, and brother were at home, and Johnathan arrived. Rannita yelled and stated neither woman deserved his two-timing and cheating ways. She yelled at him to leave the house, and he did. He left. Then he came back with a loaded rifle. He was going to make Rannita famous, like she wanted. See, this had nothing to do with his girlfriend. This was about his ego. Johnathan called his girlfriend and told her to watch Rannita apologize live. She tells him to leave and not hurt Rannita. She tells him to give the phone to Rannita so the two of them could hash things out. But he didn't. It was too late. He had made up his mind. He was going to set a score, and he's his ego. Johnathan kicked the door in. He was holding the rifle. Rannita's mother told Johnathan she was going to call the police, and Johnathan fired a shot which passed Anita's head. She was able to escape to a neighbor's house and call the police. Johnathan held Rannita hostage. He demanded her to apologize his girlfriend live on Facebook, but Rannita's account was suspended again, so she had to use someone else's account, her brother's. During live, Johnathan was pacing with the rifle. He tells Rannita to apologize, and she does. She apologizes for making fun of his girlfriend. Rannita's brother was able to escape and call the police. Johnathan yelled and threatened. The police arrived. Shots were fired. Rannita begged Johnathan to stop, and he shot her. He shot her in the knee and torso. He also wanted to kill the police officers, so he shot at them, and he wounded one of them. Shots went off before the video was cut off. Johnathan went out of bullets. He spoke to his girlfriend, and he stepped outside. He was arrested, and Rannita didn't make it, and 3 innocent kids were left without a mother. Johnathan was held on 1 account of second-degree murder, 1 count on felon possession of a firearm, 2 counts of simple criminal damage to property, and 7 counts of attempted murder. Johnathan admitted shooting Rannita. He also admitted to shoot at the police. He wanted them to shoot him. He wanted to plead guilty to Rannita's murder. The prosecution wanted the death penalty, so they consulted Rannita's family about the plea. Rannita's family didn't want the death penalty, so they dropped it. On January 2019, Johnathan Robinson pled guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole, plus 100 years for shooting at the police. After sentencing, Johnathan spoke to Rannita's mom. He apologized. He wrote a letter to her. He apologized for shooting at the police. He stated he was remorseful. Anita, Rannita's mom, forgave him, but at the end, there were 3 other victims, Rannita's children, and that's unforgivable.